Hey.
All right, here we are, Totally Driven Radio. And not only is it my pleasure, but my honor to introduce to you, from the band Blackstone Cherry, the band that has one of my favorite songs over the last few years, and definitely my favorite song title of the last few years, Blame It on the Boom Boom, John Fred Young of Blackstone Cherry. John, how you doing?
Dude, I'm doing great, man. Thanks for having me on the show. How are you?
Good, man, good. So are you guys still blaming it on the Boom Boom?
Yeah, that's the only thing you can blame it on.
Ain't that the truth?
There's every 10-year-old kid comes up and their parents always give us this guilt trip. They're like, well, they love your band, but you know what their favorite song is? And we're like, probably. So, funny, man. So I love that song, though.
I'll tell you what, that song title was many Facebook statuses for me through the years.
That's awesome.
So, as a matter of fact, at the video for that, where it's that festival you guys are playing, and the crowd's just chanting, Blackstone Cherry, Blackstone Cherry. What is that like, man? I mean, that's got to be such an incredible feeling.
It is, man, and that was actually a download in England, and it used to be, they used to, call it the Donington Festival, so back in the day, when AC/DC and them first started doing it, but it's an incredible feel. I mean, we definitely have been so lucky to have those type of just diehard fans grow and grow overseas, especially in the UK and Europe. And it's the same thing for us here too. We have so many awesome fans as well. But I think definitely in the UK and Europe, they've been having so many of those outdoor festivals for years and years, and they're vicious, man. They're crazy. Like, you got to be on your A game, man. They won't put up with you if you're not. So. We love touring, man.
Well, you know what, and I ask this with a lot of the bands that we interview, especially when the bands are going over to Europe and stuff like that, and they're playing these festivals, or sometimes when we're talking to the bands from like the 80s, and they're still kicking around, but over here in the States they're playing these small clubs, and they go over there and they're getting put on festivals and just playing bigger type venues. And it just makes me wonder, like, why over in Europe is everything just so, like, the world is open to rock over there, it seems. Like, no matter what the genre is. But here in the States, everybody's just so,
Yeah, it's a little, I hate to say it like this, but I think everybody is more welcoming to different genres over there. Like you were saying, it's, for us, obviously, we are from Kentucky, and we have a southern, a little bit of a southern twinge to us, so I think we just, I don't know, man. I think our music has come off very genuine to the fans, and I think it's here in America. It's a little bit of that, like when you're in a crowd and it's like you want to rock out, but you're kind of looking over your shoulder, like, well, what's this guy doing, or
right.
They're gonna think I'm silly, So it's kind of that type scenario I think we have here. We can be a little uptight at times, I think. So, but I mean, listen, that's nothing that 4 Miller Lights won't fix. So I mean, it's just maybe they get drunker before the crowds in America do. I don't know, but they certainly do love all types of rock and roll. So it's worked out pretty awesome for us.
That's awesome. Now, you guys got the new album coming out next month, May 6th, Magic Mountain.
Yeah.
So now you guys are, like, going crazy, doing all your press tours and talking to everybody. But, like, isn't this has to be a time that's almost kind of frustrating for you as well, because I know, like, I've played in a band for years, and when we would write some new music, you would just feel so energized and so pumped and can't wait to share it with everybody. And now you guys have it ready to roll, and you're waiting to share it, and now it's just the anticipation of letting it drop.
Yeah, it's always awesome creating new music, and especially the album comes out May 6th, and it's just we've been living with it for we let's see, we got done recording in October, with Joe Barresi, and it was an awesome experience working with him. I mean, he's a wonderful producer and just really helped us, be ourselves again, and not worry about the formula of the song and was it perfect for radio and all this stuff. So it's kind of like we've grown up a live act, and I think that's what a lot of people would say about us. When they come see us, a lot of people say, "Man, your albums are incredible, but we love watching you guys and listening to you live better." And I think that's probably just because we grew up listening to a lot of classic rock bands, and
Sure.
Definitely took that influence from them, And I mean, I think working with Joe on this record allowed us to, really expand on that and get back to what we were doing around the first album. But I think, yeah, man, I think we're excited. I know that we got a great tour coming up with Seether starting April 21st. Looking forward to that. Those guys are awesome, and we've always wanted to really actually do a tour with them. And yeah, so we're just right now. It's kind of like we're actually in New York doing press today, and then we fly back home. Got a couple weeks off, and then hit the road.
Nice. Now, I've heard two songs off the new album. I heard, I guess the single's going to be Me and Mary Jane.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I also heard Fiesta del Fuego.
Yeah. Mary Jane was released probably I think 5 weeks ago, and yeah, it's doing great. I mean, people are really loving it. And hey, hang on 2 seconds, man.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, are you still there?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Okay, I'm gonna put you on speakerphone. Yeah, so Mary Jane's been out like 5 weeks, and it's doing really well for us. And the video should be coming out very soon. Fiesta is another song that has got that type of party vibe, and we're just absolutely loving that song. I think people are liking it too. I know some people are kind of like, man, is this just a party album? Like online, they're kind of like, we want heavy Blackstone Cherry, but they're going to get that. That's on the record too. I think there's a healthy balance of everything on this record for everybody, and I mean there's a country song on there too. So
oh really?
It's one of those records that we're extremely proud of, and it was really easy to make for us, and I can just tell you that the band is so extremely proud to have the album, and we just can't wait to release it and let everybody hear it.
That's awesome. Now, as a matter of fact, I mean, those two singles, they sound kind of heavier compared to, it seemed like the last, I guess, maybe a couple albums, you guys kind of went more of that southern rock, that heavy southern rock, almost like a Black Crowes on steroids sound, where it seems like you guys are getting a little back to the heaviness on this album as well.
Well, I think that's, it's funny, like our third album, the label wanted us to make an album that was accessible for American radio, and so we were like, okay, cool, so we did a bunch of co-writes, and it definitely had the southern rock twinge, because, we did a cover, did a Marshall Tucker cover on there, and, I think, too, you can't ever really take the southern out of us. We've always had the heavy element ever since we first started, and then there's also the underlying metal, and heavy rock influence that will always be there. And I think it's kind of it's hard for us to be just one thing because we've had so many influences, and all four guys, we all write the music and the lyrics, so it's a very eclectic band. I mean, we're very different, and I think that's why some people definitely have a hard time kind of putting their thumb on like what we are at times. So, but that's cool, man.
Now, I got to ask, with the recent last night with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductions of Kiss and Nirvana, I was sitting there this morning, as a matter of fact, I was going back and I was watching the induction clips that they had, and watching that, being like both either a huge Kiss fan and a Nirvana fan, it like literally almost brought a tear to my eye. Like I get very emotional over music. Are you guys the same type? Like you see something like that, and it just like really it hits you?
Oh yeah, dude, we cry when like kittens and puppies yawn. Like we're pretty emotional people. We're very unstable. No, man, music will hit you like that. And honestly, you know, we last night we were actually, like I said, we're in New York as well, and we were talking about Kiss and Nirvana and all those bands getting inducted. And you know, I remember Chris when he first picked up a guitar, like, you know, his dad gave him like a Waylon Jennings record and like a Van Halen record and AC/DC, and Chris went out and bought Nirvana in utero, and that was, you know, he's a huge Nirvana fan, and I know like Ben is a huge Elvis and Aerosmith fan, myself with, you know, Led Zeppelin, and John was heavily influenced by Alice in Chains. So there's a lot of different stuff, and when you look back at those bands that inspired you, it's hard not to, you know, get emotional when you're like, oh my gosh, I've been listening to this band 15 years or 20 years or something, you know. And two, like when you meet people like that, like your idols, you know, and they're cool, you know, that's the pinnacle, man. You know, I remember when we met the Skinner guys, like we were becoming fangirls, you know, but like they were so laid back and nice to us, like it almost felt like they were just, you know, it was, I don't know, like family that you only see like 2 or 3 times a year, you know, and it's cool, man, to get to meet people that you've been inspired by musically, you know.
Sure.
And I think if it didn't make you emotional or give you goosebumps, you know, we wouldn't be human, you know. I think that's the beautiful thing about music, is it makes you aware that, oh my gosh, at the end of the day, like, you know, being in the music business or doing anything, man, you know, I mean, that's the love of music is what drives us all, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. A question, actually, I don't know if you can answer this, but it has to do with, I saw like on your Wikipedia page from a few years ago when you guys did a homecoming show at Chris's middle school, and he invited the former principal, I guess, from when he attended the school. Yeah,
we actually did. See, Chris and I went to school since kindergarten with each other.
Oh, wow, okay.
And our bass player, John, moved up to our school when we were in 8th grade, and then Ben went to the school in the next county over. So we had a couple concerts actually back home, but the middle school show we did was pretty cool because our middle school actually had a better sounding gym than the high school did, so that's why we had it there.
Well,
and
the question
it was
I
pretty
wondered,
cool, man. Like a lot of people, this was kind of right before we had our record deal, so we were flirting with record labels and stuff, but everybody just came out to be really supportive. And what's funny too, man, we've since then, like, we've had so many concerts at home. We try to do charity benefits, you know, every year, every 2 years, for Toys for Tots, and you know, do some stuff for the community. But it's pretty cool, man. We had our last concert at a really nice theater in our hometown, and we had about, you know, 1,000 people each night, and that's cool, man, to see your hometown come out and support you. And honestly, we've had so much support from our home area. You know, we couldn't do it, man, if we didn't have that home base support. And they're always excited to hear like what we've been doing and where we've been, and it's very humbling, man, to, you know, see people that you went to school with and stuff, and they're like, man, you know, we're proud of you guys, dude, and like their kids come up and they're like, I like Boom Boom, and the parents are like, thanks. Yeah. So that's awesome.
See, now I was wondering. Now this is where I can't, like, when I read that, I thought to myself, like, flashing back to like when I was middle school and high school, like the teachers and principals, like, wanting to be in a rock band back when I was a teenager, they would, you know, give it up or forget about it, and there's no support there. So I was wondering if it was kind of like an FU back to the principal, like you guys are on your way.
Well, you know what? It was pretty funny. That guy that you're talking about, he was our middle school principal, and then he went to our high school. Chris would actually get in trouble. Chris is extremely smart, and he would just kind of screw off in school. and like most kids do, you know, and when they're wanting to do music sometimes and have other interests. And I remember he got sent to the office, and the story is like there was a guitar in our principal's office, and Chris started picking it up, and the guy got in there, and he was like, "What are you doing, man?" He's like, "You're in trouble. You're not supposed to be playing my guitar." And Chris was like, "Hang on, man." He's like, I got this new song. Hang on. So it's pretty funny. Like, they hit it off, and I think Chris stayed out of trouble because they had a common interest in guitar. So it's pretty funny.
That's awesome. Now, going back to like the White Trash Millionaire video, the cars in that video, was that any of your guys' cars?
Oh, dude, those cars were awesome. We had a guy from Nashville bring up all those from a movie lot, and we were kind of terrified to drive them, man, because, you know, they were so nice and so mint, and especially being in that junkyard. So that was cool, dude. that was pretty epic to get to drive some of those awesome cars that have been in movies before.
Yeah, I was wondering if it was like toys that you guys got to like treat yourself to at one point.
Oh, I wish. It'd be nice to take them home.
Yeah, right.
do some burnouts, man.
Yeah, right on, man. Now, the last question I got before I let you go and all too is in this modern age that we're in, a huge thing we got for every little thing, no matter who or what you are, social media. Like, and I wonder, like, a band, especially like right now, you guys are doing all this press and promotion for the big new album release. Do you guys just have like somebody that follows along with you guys and is just like documenting everything, and all right, well, Facebook this and tweet this out and Instagram that and do this and
you're talking to one of them. Actually, you know what? Ben is very great at staying on Facebook, and I run our Instagram, and of course, like the guys will get on there. Chris and John get on there too and help, but it's hard. I mean, we have our label that obviously helps us out, and they, you know, go on and set up interviews and set up, you know, all our daily stuff for us, you know, where we're supposed to be and what we're supposed to do at this time. But as far as somebody documenting, no, I think it would be awesome to have a guy just come out and document stuff. I mean, we've had, we're actually having a buddy of ours, we're doing an arena tour in the UK in the fall, our first headline arena tour, so it's going to be insane. We're having a buddy come out and do pictures, which that's really cool too, you know. So we might get some film stuff as well, but some of the behind-the-scenes stuff, I would be afraid to show people. They'd be like, "Oh my gosh, this band, they're nuts, dude!" You know, like. But no,
come on,
we're pretty,
open the world up to behind the curtain. Let us see what's going on.
Yeah.
Let's see if we are blaming it on the boom boom.
Oh yeah, exactly right. Yeah, our okay, well, man, dude, thank you so much, man. Our car is actually here. I gotta run. We gotta leave. Thank you for calling, man.
No problem, man. Just real quick, if you can cut a quick ID for me. This is John Fred Young of Blackstone Cherry. You're listening to Totally Driven Radio.
All right. This is John Fred Young from the band Blackstone Cherry, and you're listening to Totally Driven Radio.
Thanks, man. And for everybody, I'm going to play Fiesta del Fuego, May 6th. It's available. New Blackstone Cherry, Magic Mountain. Get it, buy it, and see the guys on tour. Tour starts April 22nd. John, thanks so much again, and good luck with everything.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, man. Take care.
Take care, dude.
All right, everybody, there he is, John Fred Young of Blackstone Cherry, and let's play something off the new album. Here we go, Fiesta del Fuego. Check it out. All right, there it is, Fiesta del Fuego from Blackstone Cherry's new release coming up May 6th, Magic Mountain. Check them out, and thanks again to Blackstone Cherry and John Fred Young for being part of Totally Driven Radio. So let's take a commercial break, and we'll be right back.